Yo, what is up? Me and the man Cyrus, TLA, hanging out in Manhattan, New York right now.
Yes, indeed.
And man, we have a lot on our plate to discuss. As you can see in the main title, my man 2 weeks ago wrapped his film Year of the Rat. Now he's in post production.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently still in production. I'm shooting major scenes in New York. And as a surprise, we have some guest people who are in the movie that you probably didn't see coming, but we're here to discuss that now, man. So
Mm-hmm.
hope life is good. Lakers moving on to the second round, so I'm in a good mood. My man rocking the purple over here.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, man. So, man, I arrived in New York yesterday via JFK plane. My first ever visit to New York, man. It was everything I thought it'd be from movies like New Jack City, Juice. It's everything I thought it would be. And then, yo, let me tell you, man. I've been to Jamaica, Queens. I drove through the tunnel. Stuff that I seen like in Die Hard movies and stuff. It was dope. And then now I'm staying in Manhattan. I got a Airbnb apartment for my stay for me and my boy here, and also
Mm-hmm.
it doubles as a set of some major scenes in my movie. I've done it again, and if you can tell by the promotions, I hooked up with Geek Ass Chat of YouTube and Instagram fame, and we've been friends for about 4 years, going back and forth, commenting, doing live interviews and collabs. And I asked him a while ago, years ago, one day we're going to work together on a film project. And since the Comforter, Sarah, and What Have I Done, here we are now. Geek Ass Chat is going to be in this film, man. It's going to be dope. But my man, tell me about your experience a couple of weeks ago in Massachusetts, brother.
Oh yeah, man. So we officially wrapped the film Year of the Rat. It was we wrapped on Patriots Day, so that was April 17th. So officially, we wrapped the film on April 17th. It was a beautiful experience. We had so what happened was we shot last summer, and we did a soft wrap. At that time, I didn't know that it was a soft wrap. I thought it was just a wrap. And so after I was looking at the footage, I said to myself, this could benefit from some additional pages shot. Just due to some backstory things, some things I don't want to spoil because there's a lot of twists and turns in the film. However, I went and wrote 30 more pages, and with those 30 extra pages, we shot 3 more days. So essentially, that weekend of the 14th, 15th, or 15th, 16th, and 17th, we shot 10 pages a day. And so we wrapped up, and we are officially wrapped with the film Year of the Rat. So
that's right. Rap party.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. Rap party, man. So yeah, it's been a special year. We've been homies for a while. We're both finishing our films the same year. We both had a busy April that kept us out of the cinema, at least me, for the whole month, because man, I was in Bakersfield 3 weeks ago. Now I'm in New York. And like I said, a big part of my budget was for traveling. And after this is done in New York, by tomorrow, I'll be done filming. I'm taking a 3-month hiatus, live life a little bit, enjoy the summer, bringing the cast back in Sacramento to finish wrapping of the film. Then I have my wrap party. And then the release dates are still the same for myself, October 20th, right before Halloween. But the experience here is great. Now, today is raining. It's supposed to rain the rest of the weekend. The Knicks are in the playoffs, so the traffic is mad crazy out here because Madison Square Garden is going to be a madhouse. I'm walking distance damn near from Madison Square Garden from the place I'm staying at. I seen the Empire State Building. I went to Penn Station. Christy of Geek Ass Chat met me yesterday around 11 o'clock, gave me the tour of all of Manhattan. I seen Times Square. I seen where they shoot Good Morning America. I seen Chase Building where they do films at and shows in front. Everything is legendary. I didn't realize how big Times Square was. On TV, it looked like one building with a big old billboard. No, it's blocks and blocks. A lot of foot traffic. The people are focused. Don't take it as being rude. They're just focused. That's just the way it is. Tyler, my man, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you, brother.
What's up, Tyler? My man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyler, man, brother. We gotta meet, man. I've been running around crazy, but we are gonna have that meeting. Tyler's gonna work with me on this film, and he asked a great question. He asked, was there any martial arts film this time around, or was it all dialogue stuff? We just shot dialogue, story-driven stuff this time. No martial arts, because I figured that what we shot was great as far as the action. That was good. However, the film could benefit from more story-driven backstory stuff, so that's what we shot.
Talking about your Spidey senses.
Did you see Spidey? I think
the thing that he created, right?
Well,
then he did the Turtles. The thing he created on his YouTube channel that I seen.
Okay.
Talk about your Spidey. I don't know. Is that an inside joke, brother?
I don't know.
He said we will, and it will be soon. This is the beautiful thing about YouTube, man. Everybody that I'm talking about in this video, we met through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, I met Geek Ass Chat through YouTube. As you know, Lovely is in my movie. We met through YouTube through Rashad G on his channel for a collaboration of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Then you guys meet via the first episode of Director's Talk.
Yeah,
Tyler.
Yeah.
And I met Tyler through Did You See That with Mike. And that's the brotherhood and sisterhood of YouTube, man. I love it, man. So many talented people coming together. We're actually building a hub. I mean, we're the new Manhattan Spidey Sense, the tour of Manhattan. Okay, yeah. No Blacktastic tour, man. Hey, man, I had a late night. My bad. I don't think I've experienced jet lag yet, but last night I did some preliminary shooting around the city outskirts, and I was up past 1 o'clock in the morning editing, because on the East Coast, the Laker game is at 10:30 at night. On the East Coast, it's weird, because on the West Coast, it's 7:30. Here it's 10:30. So the game come on at 10:30. The Lakers blew them out by 40. I was up editing, and he went to bed.
I couldn't do it, man.
He said, "Hey, man, I'm lay down. I'll come back at halftime."
Yeah.
I'll see you at AM, brother, when the lights up. And I did some night shoots last night of Manhattan. I mean, the street that I'm staying on, I'm right off of what, 35th or 34th Street. This is 31st.
Yeah.
31st. So, man, a lot of history, a lot of monuments down here, man. It's incredible. Yeah. I love New York, man. I love the city, the energy. I tell you a funny story. I got off the plane. I took an Uber all the way here to Penn Station to meet Christy. And the minute I walked into Penn Station, it's a train station. You know, you have homeless and people who are ghetto superstars. Well, a guy I befriended is Rome JD of the Boogie Boys, the song Fly Girl, Fly Girl. That's one of my jams from the 80s. When one of the main rappers, we hooked up and became homies via Instagram. And I told him, next time if I'm ever in New York, I'll give you a call. Funny thing, with that in the back of my mind, I'm walking through the tunnels and Penn Station. There was a guy, you might think he was a bum, homeless. He had a little transistor radio bumping Fly Girl. He was going, Fly Girl. How come me and him knew all the lyrics to the song? So here I am from California walking through the tunnel. I see him. What's up? Rome JD, say la vie. Every one of y'all, much too much for me. We was rapping out loud in a train station. Dude I never met. And we got a standing ovation, man. That's New York in a nutshell, man. It was amazing, man. The texture, the different lifestyles, and everybody is on a mission. You don't see nobody being lazy out here. They're on the mission. I seen the what do you call that? The fashion district. We see it on TV where all the models and stuff hang out. I walk through there. Literally, I see these 6-foot models walking around with thin clothes on, and it's cold out here. But hey, it's all about being in character all the time, man. I really enjoyed it. Just joking, Ashley. Yeah, Spider-Man. My bad, Ty. It's hard to talk and try to keep up with everything. Peter Pan film. Oh, okay. Not great. Beautiful cinematography, though. Okay, yeah. When I'm done with this trip, I'm gonna try to get caught up on movies and Netflix and Disney stuff, man. But right now, I'm trying to stay laser focused. We got this morning shot a father and son scene this morning. These are some new techniques that we've developed, and man, we're on a roll right now. We're on a roll.
The creative juices are definitely flowing.
Yeah, man. This hub of talent is amazing. And later on, around 12, 1 o'clock today, the ladies are coming over from Geek Chat over here to the apartment to shoot some more major scenes for the film. So we're going to go get some grub here in a minute. We're on growl mode right now. Stomach. If you hear any noises in the background,
yeah, that's the stomachs.
It's the stomachs. It's not sound design.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm going to have some authentic New York food. You know, I'm staying walking distance from Koreatown. So we're going to go over there. Still got to buy some props for the movie for later on this evening. And then while we're together, we're going to check out that one movie today, right?
Sisu. Yeah.
Sisu. We're going to go check that out along with Geek Ass Chat and hang out. You know, work is important, but having fun in between is even more important. That's the only way I get down when I shoot. And this is the first time me and Cyrus met in person.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the beauty of YouTube, man. You know, I met Lovely a couple of months ago for the first time in person. Today we meet officially last night. Yesterday, Geek Ass Chat, man. I love YouTube. I love the chemistry we all have and the camaraderie. Like I said, the brotherhood and sisterhood, man, it's great.
Chicago's got the same vibe too,
I
want to go to Chicago. I heard their pizza was great. And
deep dish.
And I heard Harold's was off the chain. Have you ever had Harold's, Tyler? Harold's is a chicken spot in Chicago.
Yeah, I heard Chicago wind is unlike any other thing you can experience as far as cold fronts. I'm near San Francisco, near the water, so it's cold. But last night I was eating a bowl of fruit, right? I was watching the Laker game. I put my bowl of fruit on the floor, and Cyrus was like, yo, dog, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, why? He said, man, the rats. I said, what? He said, the rats in New York are no joke. I said, what about Chicago? Because in Chicago, they got like Ghostbuster signs around rats and alleys. I said, no, Chicago's bad. New York is worse. Brother, I heard him pick that bowl of fruit up, put it on the counter. We got a little kitchen in here. This place is dope.
Yeah.
And all the amenities that you need. But man, scared the shit out of me because rats and mice, you see a brother run and jump. I'd be like have a skirt on.
Like an elephant, boy. Man, I have a phobia of any type of rodent like that. So
cool to the fullest. What's up, brother? Glad you was able to chime in and say what's up to a brother, man. You know, forgive our bags under our eyes, man. Jet lag and late nights and traveling. Because we both worked the day of traveling to come, and my flight was 5.5 hours. I flew out of San Francisco. To give you some context, I live in Sacramento, an hour and a half away from San Francisco. Yo, it was 91 degrees in Sacramento. An hour and a half later, I'm freezing my ass off in San Francisco. It was in the 50s. It's crazy, man. Did I get here? The weather was okay yesterday, and my Uber driver said, well, it's going to rain all weekend. Sure enough, it's definitely raining outside out here in the streets of New York, man. But also seeing Macy's parade, where they had the Macy's parade at and everything. Dude, everything you think New York is on TV, it is, and more. It's dope. Oh, he knows about the chicken spot.
I love Harold's. Yeah, man. I you know, they got the mild sauce or whatever. I want to go check out Chicago. I want to go check out Harold's, and I want to go check out their best pizza spots. So those are the two things I want to go, you know, I want to witness when I go to Chicago, or enjoy rather when I go to Chicago. You know,
a lot of texture, man. A lot of life out there. You got the home of Bernie Mac. You know, of course, Michael Jordan played for the Bulls. Chicago Bears in the 80s. You know, the Bears. Chicago Cubs. That was finally bad for all those years and finally broke through. But man, I want to see all these major cities, and the film in a major city, I can't describe, man. I actually have a continuous shot for about 35 seconds in this film of me just down there in Times Square. I'm talking, I started at this point, did a complete 180, steady hand as a steady cam. You know, I got pretty steady hands. I ain't drinking, you know, bullshit right there. No, but it's beautiful. I can't believe the skyscrapers. I can't believe the noise, the taxis, beeping of the horns, you know, everything, man. And Chrissy also took me to the mall downtown Manhattan. It's the quietest, prettiest mall I've ever seen. It was quiet. I thought I was in like a little dinner joint. And then What's that popular Asian group, Korean group? TBS, TB, STD. Well, I don't know if they're.
You said STD.
Yeah, the group called Crabs. Gonorrhea. They had a new album out. No, it's that Asian popular Korean group. We had a pop-up shop yesterday inside the mall.
Oh, snap. So it was packed?
Packed. I mean, I thought it was something else. Dude, they're for real. I know some family members that are into them, but man, they are
BTS,
huge.
you say?
BTS, yes. STDs. I'm going to hell with gasoline draws on, man. Definitely, man, got to get to epic locations. Man, it adds texture, and because New York, Chicago, LA, Miami, places like that, they're characters in your film. And when you're a director, producer, or writer, you write these cities in, not just to be in it, but to be a caricature in your film. And New York plays a huge role in my film. And it was a late ad, but man, it's taking precedence of a certain storyline in this film, man, that I don't want to give away. But I love New York, and it adds something to my film that's priceless, man. Love it.
That's dope. Yeah, man. I saw the footage myself, and I can confirm that the footage is beautiful. And I think that once it's all done and edited, man, I think people are gonna really, really be blown away. And especially based on what TJ is doing with just his imagination. He doesn't need a whole bunch of equipment. He doesn't need a whole bunch of extras. He doesn't need a whole bunch of effects. He's pulling off a lot of great, good-looking footage with his creativity, man. And that's the wonders of independent filmmaking.
Yeah.
Doing a lot with the little, and pushing your limits as far as taking stock in what you already have and just using it. So, yeah, man, this is a dope experience just to see it firsthand, and I look forward to seeing how everybody else reacts to it.
Yeah, man, we're learning so much from each other. Like officially, because in my first film, he did a voiceover. He shot his own scene by himself. But working together, 2 takes. Yep. Knocked it out the park. The dialogue wasn't even written. We made it up on the spot because we wanted to come across organic and natural, how a father would talk to his son. And we had fun. We're gonna have some outtakes, some behind the scenes footage of us doing things, man. And you talking about laughing? We're like teenagers in a dorm room, laying in bed, cracking jokes, laughing. Yeah. We had a blast last night, man.
It was dope.
Similar stories throughout our lives.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you did that, I did that, and man, it's great, man. So YouTube, for all the bad things it does, people talking ill of movies and bashing people and berating people, there's good stories about YouTube. And we are a prime example. People like Tyler, coming into our life, supporting. Support is monumental, man. Just seeing your name pop up in the comments, man, brings joy to my heart, man. And the more colors, the more better. We learn from each other, man. And on the inside, we all look the same. We bleed the same type of blood. On the outside, we just look different, but we're all the same. And that's what's important. And the creative mind working with each other, creating original content. Keyword is original content. And we can change the world with very little. And when Hollywood is great, create your own Hollywood. We have the circumstances, we have the technology, and we have the stage. We have everything right here in the palm of our hands. We'll be a fool not to take advantage of it. 20 years ago, people that looked like me and him couldn't do anything in the industry. Now, color doesn't matter. Talent matters, and that's very important.
Now, I was.
Go ahead.
No. Tyler had a great question. The one that was just highlighted.
Okay, go ahead. Want to go back to it?
Yeah. He had a great question. I think both of us we would knock this one out the park. He said, "How do you feel? How do you feel you guys have both grown as filmmakers and as people during shooting your films?" That's a good question. Good question, Tyler.
Want to go first?
So I would say that with this film in particular, this is my first feature film. I shot a lot of short films in film school and such and so forth. But this film in particular, because I've had so many attempts at shooting this film, I had so much faults, starts and stops. I've shot a scene in 2017. Then in 2021, I made an attempt to shoot it, and that didn't work out. We shot a completely different film. Well, it's the same film, but we had a different lead. And when I was planning to, do some reshoots for that iteration of the film, the lead never came back. He wasn't responsive. He basically ghosted me. So I rewrote the script, and just to, create a whole new storyline. And I made it an origin story. And so I recasted the lead, and it turned out being better than what I originally intended. And so going through all that, it definitely boosted my confidence. It showed how resilient I was, and the fact that I was able to complete this, amidst all of that stuff, that was a huge confidence booster. And now I just feel like I could conquer the world, man. So it's definitely a confidence booster, and it showed me that patience was definitely a virtue, and it tested me, man, because I could have quit a long time ago. I could have quit a long time ago, man. So it showed me that I'm cut out for this, and I belong,
Definitely.
So that's what happened. That's what it did for me. What about you?
Me, different challenges, man. My first film, COVID just hit. When I did The Comforter, it was brand new how to deal with the pandemic. So it was basically one lady as a lead in my film, my short film. And we had to make sure we was working safe, wearing masks in between takes and things like that. That was a challenge. The second time, the pandemic increased, became worldwide. Here I am traveling out of state to Oregon to deal with it. And their pandemic rules are a little bit different than ours. So from California to Oregon was different. And I'm working around water. I have a phobia of water because the movie Jaws. I'm kayaking as a bet, that was fun. But all challenges that come, welcome them. It will only make you grow as an artist, as a director. Because I'm gonna give you some advice, Tyler, man. If you decide to direct, be the smartest person in the room. What I mean is be the most prepared person in the room. You don't want to be arguing with your DP in front of people, in front of the grip or the lighting, and make sure everything's airtight. When you send over the shot list, make sure they pay attention to the shot list and they're well equipped to do it. Be the most informed, prepared person on set, because everybody's looking at the director. And if you keep a calm head when the problems arise, your crew gets stronger. LeBron James and the Lakers, when he does well, the team does well. If the leader falls or falters, your team falters. In your case, your crew. And I learned to deal with all problems, because every film I've made, there's been problems behind the scenes. Things happen. People get sick. Simple things can become major things. And if you go like this, God damn, people are looking at you. You have to go like this. Okay, we're going to keep rolling. We'll shoot that part later. I'll cut it out the script. You have to move on a dime and make things happen. Even with this film, I've run into a lot of situations, and I've changed the script. Just within weeks, I cut some things out, and I took advantage of New York and made it a character in the film. So, man, it's a great experience. That's what I've learned. And the next question is, are you guys going to make project together in the future? Absolutely.
Of course.
We talked about it already, man. My background is horror. His is fantasy, martial arts. But he wrote some scripts that he sent me. I'm like, yo, this is dope. So as tantalizing is to do horror, because it's cheaper and it's manageable. And so we might take fantasy and horror and mix together, and I might work off of one of his scripts. He might write the script, I might direct, he might co-direct, and do some things, man. So we're definitely going to work together. We already talked about it, and after this year is over, we'll sit down and hash some things out, man. And stay tuned, Tyler. We might reach out to you for some help for that project. We can all work together, brother. That's how I look at it.
Well,
All love. That's
Yeah.
right. Cool to the fullest. My man said facts. Yeah, man. It's all about the journey. And the day that you rap, it's all about the celebration, man.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some noise in the background. That's not my stomach. There's just pigeons outside the windows, man. Shitting everywhere. As beautiful as our view is, there's a pile of shit from pigeons right outside the window pane. So yeah. So don't eat breakfast and look outside. Be like, hey, this is beautiful. Drinking coffee. Piles. Hey, don't eat those sunflower seeds. That's what it look like. No, it's pigeon shit.
Yeah. Word.
But man, we're gonna keep this to about. You hear the police, man. Shit's always happening in New York, man. Late last night, I heard a man walking across the street, cussing out a car that's beeping his horn at him. I was like, yo, this is ill. I looked outside. Dude got out the car, was pointing his finger. The homeless guy was like pointing his finger. I'm like, this is crazy. And speaking of homeless guys, man, I had my first homeless experience yesterday at Penn Station, man. The way it's set up, there's no seating at all in the train stations. They make sure you can't sit down and relax or lay down. They made it so it's not friendly for the homeless. You're literally sitting on your luggage up against a pole. That's what I did. I was waiting to meet Christy. But there was a couple of homeless guys in there. One was laying down on the floor, on the ground. Another one was laying down with him. He stood up, wearing some sweats. The back of his sweats was ripped, had a long tear, and he had on no underwear. He bent over in front of me. It was near an escalator. And bats and balls was swinging freely from behind. And I'm a reaction person. My first instinct was go like, oh, mother. I almost kicked his ass down the escalator. I had to stop myself because the police was watching. It's crazy. Another homeless guy, we made eye contact. You don't want to make eye contact with a homeless because they didn't start singing to you. He heard it. He was on the phone. When homeless started singing, he was looking at me. I'm doing like this. I'm trying to do my best impression of Stevie Wonder looking around. He's looking at me. Yeah. And he was in trouble because he was also next to an escalator. He almost got kicked.
Oh, he had a good question right there underneath.
Underneath? Okay, yeah. That would be.
What are some films that inspire you?
Whew.
That's a great question, Tyler.
For me,
I'll let you. Yeah,
with my last film, What Have I Done? My biggest inspiration from my childhood to now is to learn how to work with less to make more. Jaws, easily, from a creature feature standpoint, is my biggest influence ever because, as you know, the shark didn't work on set. Steven Spielberg had all kinds of problems. So you have to, on the fly, how can I do this? I'm going to use the fin. And John Williams came up with an incredible score. So it's quiet. All of a sudden, it's a fin. That's all you needed. And when a shark showed up to perform, it showed up to perform. So I took that formula when I did my first film of the series, What Have I Done? You don't see the werewolf until the second and late third act. But the music, the growl, the howling, that's how I created my Jaws effect for this movie. You don't need to spend a lot of money on special effects, CG, man, or practical effects. Use atmosphere, music, and touches of your main antagonist and pepper it throughout the film. It leaves a lasting impression more than seeing everything in its full glory throughout the whole film. Then there's no mystery. There's no buildup. So definitely Jaws for me.
Yeah. So as it pertains to the Year of the Rat, that film. So for this film, Year of the Rat, my biggest inspirations are quite a few films. Reservoir Dogs, Gus Van Zant's Jerry. He has a film called Jerry with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. There's this Japanese classic film called Tale of Two Sisters. Style-wise, I'm highly inspired by the films of Quentin Tarantino and Spike Lee. Michael Mann. Oh yeah. Michael Mann is one of my favorites. Manhunter is one of my top 5 favorite films. And so I put a lot of those influences into this film. And so, you know, hopefully I did those inspirations justice and my homages to those films. And so, yeah, those are basically, you know, my inspirations for this film in particular.
My man, Sportation reviews came through. What's up, man? Excited for your new film, brother. This is a great time to be alive for me and my boy Cyrus. Man.
Yeah, indeed.
When you're in the middle of creating, and you almost get kind of sad, man. I'm happy he rapped, but at the same time, the journey of filming is over for him. But he's living vicariously through my eyes because I'm still filming my film. But the unique thing about us, he post-edit when everything is shot. I edit as I go. So he see me in my mad scientist mode last night, shooting, editing, shooting. And I was showing him clips immediately. He's like, yo, I mean, literally, I wouldn't tell him the camera's running. I said, man, let's give it a shot. It made the final cut, dude. So, hey, take caution to the wind, push record. You might catch some magic and don't even realize it. Because you can rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. Sometimes you can over-rehearse and you lose that initial spontaneous combustion of acting and collaboration and chemistry on set. So we did it a walkthrough maybe twice, and we're laughing and goofing around. And the last one, I pushed record, didn't tell him. Then I said, oh shit, man. I didn't push record. You know what he did? He said, oh, no problem, man. We're going to do it again. I said, I'm lying. He said, whew.
I had to, you know what I mean?
He was cool. He was like, oh, okay, no problem, man. And my thought, like, mother.
Nah, I was either way, I was good with it, but I was just like, shit, cool. Like, cool, we good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It was gotta have fun. Good advice, definitely. Gotta do for music in your films. Well, man, talk to the maestro over here.
All right, so for me, I usually do my own music. For this film in particular, though, there's two songs that I would like to license for the film. Yeah. If in any case I'm not able to license those 2 pieces of music, whether you know they're too expensive or the people just say no, I'm just gonna recreate music that sounds similar to that. So yeah, I do my own music.
And me, I have access to original songs that I did in the past, but me, I use my resources that are free. YouTube, I view as a company that does distribution. People see it as YouTube. No, I use YouTube as a platform for distribution. Now, music, they have thousands upon thousands of free, great music, instrumentals, some with lyrics. And I'm a patient person. I spend weekends going through tracks through YouTube. Every music you hear in my films, I got through YouTube.
Yeah,
it's free. Take advantage of it, and it sounds great. And you can pepper it in. And yeah, all the music I use is through YouTube, man. YouTube is my best friend. It's my distribution company, and also my score, and also my music throughout the films, man. It works out really good.
Yeah, that's you can't. YouTube is undefeated, man, for resources.
My Mass Professional Review said, storyboarding or just
work from notes. Okay.
Now, this is unique about both of us. When you go to film school, they teach you as a director, you need to also be an artist. You have to be able to draw well to explain each scene, and they want to see it in a format. Well, man, I don't go to school for that. I don't use that method. I storyboard up here. This man can tell you, I didn't see this apartment until yesterday. And in my mind, I seen pictures of it. I'm thinking, oh, it's huge. Hell no. It said it said 1 bedroom, right? I'm thinking, no, man, it's a room.
Yo.
This is the kitchen. Da-da-da-da. You know, microwave, little refrigerator, man. This
place is basically a studio apartment.
Yeah, it's tiny. So I have to sit here on a fly and figure out how can I do my shot. If I would have storyboard, I would have been fucked. Ain't no way I could have did it. Ain't no way. So as a director, you have to be able to work on the fly. And it's a beautiful place. So behind me will be one scene I'm gonna use. Over here's another scene. I'm gonna shoot it where the place is gonna look big. It's gonna look big, and that's something. I do have notes and stuff, but I don't write anything down. I never write anything down. The script is typed up and it's done, but it's little small things, man, I use this. I use that nugget because the more you exercise your brain, it stays fresh. And when you keep doing like this, reading notes, man, you're losing creativity.
Yeah,
you're losing creativity. You want to stay in the moment. So I do storyboarding up here.
Yeah, and in the past, because I went to film school, and so I would say institutionalized. I would do a lot of storyboarding. I would do a lot of shot listing. I would do that stuff. But after a while, I found that it slowed me down. Like TJ is saying, like it slowed me down, and I really just like being in the moment, like the spontaneity. Now, I have shots in mind for different scenes, and I make notes of them, but I don't do like the whole, storyboarding thing like I used to do. I just free flow based off the notes that I have for shots on each scene. Now, I get all my shots. Unless I'm running out of time, I get all my shots. You know what I'm saying? So everything is still methodical, but just sometimes going by the books can just kill your creativity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and things have changed since film school was created years ago. That formula, it might work for old school heads, but the new Jack City kids who are making films, hey man, there's new techniques and things you can do, and invent your own technique. That's what I learned from Spike Lee. Invent your own technique. Go against the grain. That's what Quentin Tarantino is a film historian, but still he does things different to buck the system. Right. I'm always about bucking the system, man. Invent your own thing. And you never know, they might name something after you. They might call it the Tyler effect. Or invent your own creation, man. Because one thing about Spike Lee, when this film comes on, any of his films, you can turn the volume down and look at it.
They say, "Yep,
Spike Lee directed that."
Yeah, especially that dolly shot,
the double dolly
shot. Yep,
he's famous.
Yeah,
and one of my favorite experiences watching Spike Lee films, I love how he takes his character, put him right in the camera, and talk to the audience. It makes you uncomfortable and it makes you listen. That's bucking the system. Not always having two people side by side talking like this. No, he makes them talk directly into the camera, and it's off-putting, but it lasts forever.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. There was this film I saw. It was a film that came out in the early '90s. It's the majority of white cast, but they took some Spike techniques. It's a film called Singles. It's on YouTube. If you ever want to find a movie that you can watch for free, it's a pretty decent film. It's a film called Singles. And they was doing that breaking the fourth wall thing where they had the characters look into the camera. I'm like, that you could see Spike's influence right there. You know what I'm saying? And it was done before Spike, but the way Spike did it was his own flavor.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So they was doing the Spike flavor with that.
Everybody's inspired by somebody. Tyler, again, have you guys ever shot on actual film? In film school, I did. Back in the day.
Same. I shot on film in film school.
And it's a lot, man. The editing room, the process. Whew.
Yeah.
It's laborious, man. But it taught me patience. It taught me to know everybody's job. I know how to do the grips job. I know how to do the lighting job. And lighting, man, I give you tips right away, man. I brought my lighting, but I got lucky because this studio apartment has great ceiling lights. That helps. Right now, I'm using all natural light from the ceiling, and then the window. I've got the curtain open. But if you don't have a movie camera, let's say you're using something a little less than your main character, you always want to light them from the back because it causes a shadow that gives the effect that it's film grade. These are little techniques you can learn, man, and you'd be amazed. There's little things you can pepper into your film to give it that authentic look for no cost at all. It's angles, it's lighting are your best friends. If you do that right, dude, you're going places.
Absolutely. I definitely concur with that.
But hey, man, this has been a great discussion, man.
Yeah.
I would stay longer, but my stomach is saying, get your ass
That's,
up.
Yeah.
Get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And order some food. Fill up your belly. Drink some water. And don't pay for that lemonade because it costs more money in New York City.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, man. This is great. This is a dream come true working together. And look for us on Instagram later on. We'll be taking all kinds of selfies when the rest of the cast get here. And we're making history, man. We are changing how things will be done. And we love you all for being here. We appreciate your support.
Yes, indeed. Go get some food. Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Boy, I'm over here, you know.
Stomach's beatboxing.
Shake, I'm gonna pass up. Hey,
yeah, man. It's time to get the food, man.
For sure.
Way too
many indie filmmakers ignore lighting.
Huge mistake. Well,
it's important, man, because when you have skin colors like ours,
you gotta
know how to light it.
Yeah,
you gotta know how to light it, man. It's a beautiful challenge. And a lot of filmmakers who don't know a lot about the culture, they don't know how to light us in the right. But Moonlighting, that movie, when Moonlight came out, some other films came out, especially Ryan Coogler knows how to light people of color. So any tips you can get for them is great because everybody has a different shade of color. And bright light like this is perfect for what we're doing, a live, interview and talk. But for movies, this lighting will not work. It's totally different. It shows way too much. Normal people don't look like this in a movie. I got a big old shine ball in my head right now, And but you need certain shadows because naturally you need to have a shadow behind you. This is not natural lighting. This is false lighting. So it creates an illusion that we look like we're on a Star Trek Enterprise right now. I feel like saying, "Beam me up, Captain."
And I would want to add to that. I mean, I ain't gonna front. I commit a lot of sins. Sometimes I don't use artificial lighting, but I try to make it a point to shoot the actors at an angle where the light hits them just right.
Yeah.
So,
And lighting can be your friend. It can be your worst enemy. But you're only as strong as your team. So if you're a director and you're putting together a team, again, my analogy of basketball, you got your starting five, and then the people coming off the bench got to be equally capable to carry the torch when you're not there. Your DP, your second unit director. When you're not on set, they're shooting things like action scenes and just crossover scenes, transition scenes. It's got to look like they came from your brain. You got to be in cohesiveness at all times. So, hey, man, this was great. Episode 3 is in the books. Live from New York. Damn. Always wanted to say that. Live from New York.
That's right.
All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Love, peace, and hair grease. See you on the flip side.
All right.
I'm out.